Come on in. Hello, my name is Leonie and welcome to a room tour. For the past 7 years, if you've been watching my videos, I've been showing you little parts, little bits of this room, and I've gotten so many requests to do a full room tour. So now that I'm actually going to be moving, I thought it would be really fun to eternalize how I made this room, this little home of mine, in a room tour video, and I hope you'll enjoy it as well. So if you don't know me, hello, my name is Leonie. I make bookish videos on the internet mostly, but vlogs on this channel. I am 26 years old and I live in Leiden, which is a very cute small city in the Netherlands. I'm very much a city girl, as long as the cities are small and old. I have my own room in this house. It is 15 square meter and I have 3 housemates. We share 2 kitchens and then we don't have a bathroom, but there is a shower cabinet in one of the kitchens. It's typical student home. There's many windows in this house that don't properly close. Nothing is insulated well, so it also gets really hot in summer and very cold in winter. We have many cases of the landlord special, but then when guests come into my room, they always say that it kind of feels like this little sanctuary, and that is also the case for my other 3 housemates, where our own rooms are very, very cute. The rest of the house, kind of in shambles. It's old and practically falling apart. Like literally, one time the ceiling came down and you could watch from the downstairs kitchen all the way into the shower. That being said, I still love living here. It's very close to the city center. I love my housemates. Because it's so small, it's very cheap to live here. I love that my room has very big windows, so there's always a lot of sun in my room. So I have happily lived here for 7 years, but to be honest, for the past 2 years, I have been trying to leave, so I am also happy to now move on to somewhere else. But let me show you around. I think if you watch my video, you mostly get to see this shot. But we just came in through the door over there. You're gonna see that most of the interior base is decisions that I made as a 19-year-old, and then all the decorations that I kind of built on top of that over time is very much my current style as a 26-year-old, that I would describe as vintage, museum, cottagecore, secondhand, I don't know. I just buy stuff that I like and that's my style. Let's go. Let's start with the sitting area. This is where I like to sit. So I really love this gallery wall with posters that most of them I bought at museums I really enjoyed. Like I especially really love my 2 Mukas and my 2 Van Goghs. This is just a standard IKEA couch. Originally, it is kind of a light blue color that I chose when I was 19, but later it wasn't really my vibe anymore, so I just threw some kind of grayish green blankets on top of them, and now I really like them. These little salon tables are actually just IKEA seats that I just threw a towel on top of them, and now they look very cute. And I have, you will notice, lots of piles of books everywhere in my room. This is usually where I have my breakfast. I will have my cup of tea, my breakfast, read a book, sitting on the couch. Very lovely, have a friend coming over. This is the kind of conversation space, you know? Because I live in such a small space, I try to compartmentalize every corner of my room, and this has really been dedicated as the part where I calm down, the part where I have fun, where I have friends over. If I play video games, if I play my Switch, I will bring my second screen from my desk that we will soon go to, put it over here, and then play on my Switch here. Let me show you the fireplace a little bit more. One of my favorite parts of this room is that it has an old, well, it's not a chimney, it doesn't work anymore, but the parts of the chimney were still there, and I've kind of turned it into a vanity because I don't have a bathroom. This is where I have all of my makeup, I have all of my jewelry here, more makeup bags. It's just kind of everything. I just put it here. It's a little bit of a mess. Everything in my house honestly is a little bit of a mess, but I don't find it messy, okay? Everything is in a place where it belongs. To me, it's like organized chaos. To other people, it may seem like a mess. I also love putting candles in bottles. It's just really brings out the vibe of the room. Also, these little candle holders on my little salon tables. You can find these in secondhand stores. I have all of mine from secondhand stores, and they just really bring that Victorian vibe to your otherwise IKEA filled room. Oh, and I love this mirror. It used to be my grandma's, so I'm happy to give it a space over here. And I have even more books stacked here with dead plants on top. Almost every single plant in my room is dead or dying, on its way to the other side. You don't have to mention it. I already know that it's happening, and I am just watching. And inside the fireplace, I just have more books stacked, and also my Switch. Also, if you're wondering about this curtain that you see in all of my videos, there's just a pantry behind it, and I hung a curtain up there so you're not constantly looking into the pantry all the time and see all the clutter. Okay, this is the bed area. This is where I go honk shoe every evening. Yes, it is a single bed. Again, a decision I made when I was 19 years old. And also I do think probably the best decision for the space, given that it's so small. Because I'm always looking at this bed, it is directly across from the couch, and it's a pretty prominent furniture piece in this small room. I always make sure to have some nice bedding on there. I really like this dark bed sheet. It's from Hema, and I also always have a little pleated plaid, so my bed can feel like a woodchucker. More dying plants, love to see it. And then up here I have another little gallery wall full of postcards. Every single time I go on holiday, I like to take a postcard as a little souvenir and I hang it up there. There's also some of my own art up there, but honestly I haven't hung any of my own art up there in years. Maybe I should make something again. And then here in the windows, I like to dry flowers every time I get a bouquet, or when I buy myself a bouquet, I should say. I hang it up here to dry because I really like the look of dried flowers. And I just really love how big the windows are and how much light there always is in my room. Also, forgot to say, this lamp, my favorite lamp ever. These are from IKEA, the bamboo lamps that they sold, well, 7 years ago. And they give off such a nice warm light. I never turn on the big lights. Absolutely no big light in this house ever. But these, it's always a vibe with them. And then I have even more books on the windowsill and some plants. A dried orange garland I made sometime. Prism that gives me little rainbows. And I really like putting plants in little cups that I find in the thrift store. Hello, welcome to my desk area slash bookshelf slash also there you have the chair where I just keep all the clothes that I worn once, so I don't want to put them in the laundry, but also you can't put them back in the closet, so they all just end up on that chair. You can't even see that there's a chair underneath there anymore. This is where I spend most of my days. This is where I work. This is where I make YouTube videos for you guys. It's also a standing desk, so I can put it up and down if I want to. The standing desk is from Flexi Spots, and I've just made sure to put my laptop propped up so it's like good for my neck and stuff. And then I also have a second screen because that's super easy. And like I said, sometimes I take this screen and move it over there to the sitting area so I can play my Switch on a big screen. And to kind of again save space in this small room, I have my desk propped up against my bookshelf, which also double functions as like a stationary storage shelving system. Down here and behind the screens I have a lot of like admin stationery stuff, and then the top part is the books. Let's let's give you a little better look at it. Here you have a full look at my bookshelves. I'm definitely lacking space, hence why there are so many random piles of books scattered throughout my room. And honestly, on the shelves themselves, it's also just kind of stacked in there. I keep all of the books that I haven't read together here on this little shelf, and then next to it I have, like I said, just kind of random other stuff. This is where I have like perfume, sunglasses, makeup storage, and then also tools, like furniture tools. I don't know, that's what you gotta do when you don't have a lot of space. And then the rest of the books are organized by genre, and because the ceiling in this room is so high, I really like to decorate upwards as high as possible, so I've put like a lot of stuff on top of the bookshelf as well to kind of highlight how nice and airy and high this room is. And I also like to showcase all of my fantasy paraphernalia on the shelf. And then let's scoot over one last time to the last and final corner of the room. My wardrobe. Here is my wardrobe, and here is another little nook right next to my bookshelves where I have another gallery wall. It doesn't really show everything. There we go. I call this my little medical gallery wall. I got these vintage posters at a vintage market. Actually, all of the posters here are vintage. This one with the eye, the ill eye. Is this weird? I'm just realizing this is potentially a little bit weird that I have this in. Anyway, just continuing. This ill eye was a present from a friend after I was on the board for my student association, and I just like to collect all of my biology related vintage posters here because I have a degree in biomedical science, which also explains this poster. This is a poster of a cell showing you all the protein pathways that play a role in cancer and like oncology research. This is, here's the thing, okay? This is a poster that came with the oncology textbook that all the students got. So me and all of my friends at the bachelor course got this poster, and we all really thought it was very cool, so we all hung it up in all of our own respective houses, and we were all very happy with it, and I think it's a very cool poster. But oftentimes I kind of forget that if you did not study biomedical science and you walk into my room and you see a poster about cancer, that is kind of weird. I don't know, I just think it's interesting. I love showing it to people when they come into my room so I can tell them that there's a protein in their bodies that is named after Sonic the Hedgehog. That's a true fact. And this cabinet is, by the way, this is another Billy bookshelf, just with doors on them, which I really like because that way the Billy bookshelves are very narrow, so you can have a small little dresser that doesn't take up like a lot of space in your room. This is just for more extra storage. Up here I hang like my bathrobe and all of my belts, also a hat. If you can see, I never wear this. Whoa, it's very dusty. You're gonna look at this hat and you're gonna understand the time period that this came from. I bought this. Do you see what time period this came from? Yeah. I was on Tumblr in 2015. And I bought this because every cool Pinterest girly was wearing this, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna buy this hat and I'm gonna be so Pinterest girly, and I never wore it. And then this is my wardrobe. This is, I don't know, am I gonna show you my wardrobe? It's not neat. It's not neat at all. This is another one of those IKEA wardrobes that is the narrow version. So all of the hanging items, instead of, you know, normally the hanging items are all like this, but because it's narrow, that doesn't fit, so it's got one of these sliders. Pretty neat way to save some space. And then on the top shelf I have all of my board games. And that brings us right back to the door where I hung all the posters that I bought at Dutch Comic Con. So basically this just showcases all of the things that I'm a fan of, like these Zelda posters, and also this one is from very subtly from Avatar: The Last Airbender. And now we're back to where we came in. If you would really like to see the journey of me styling my new apartment, make sure you subscribe, because the upcoming weeks I'm going to be uploading moving vlogs, which I'm so excited about. It's something that I've looked forward for so long, to decorate an entire apartment again. Go vintage searching for really nice vintage pieces of furniture, fun little vintage decorations. Oh, I love that. And I'm really excited to take you guys with me on that journey and see what my apartment is going to look like when I'm no longer working with this kind of white IKEA base that I started when I was 19 years old. If you are also a big fan of books and want to watch my videos that I make about books, you should follow my main channel, The Book Leo. And I'm just excited to make more vlogs on this channel. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you soon with another video very soon. Goodbye!